So me just being here is a dream that has been harvested by itself. You know, I was one that have self-handicapped myself into believing that it was too late for me to go to college. You know, and after so many years, here I am. And once I got to ICC, I was nervous because it's been over 10 years. And I was one of those hard weeds that Mr. Bryson kept pulling on to try to get to come to Harvesting Dreams, and I kept giving excuses. But when I finally came, I'm glad I did, because I realized that I can affect many of those that's in the streets that have made those type of decisions, that think the same way that I thought. And Mr. Bryson just has been an upliftment to me, you know, to my life, and even as a parent. You know, he have helped me bring out things within myself that I never saw before. You know, we took a trip to the state capitol that was life-changing for me, because you know, usually when I walk through Scantrons, that was a bad you know, walk that I had to take, but this time it was for something good. And as I saw the different senators and representatives, Mr. Bryson came and asked me, did I see myself doing that? And the funny thing is, I had the appearance, you know, to where I felt important. And I realized that the only difference from me and President Obama that walked those same hallways was the fact that he took flight and continued going on, and I stayed on the ground. So Harvesting Dreams have helped me realize that I don't have to stay on the ground. That whatever my dreams is, I can make it happen.
That's right. You can soar like an eagle. And that man sitting beside you there, Agbara Bryson, he's a mentor. He's a motivator. In fact, you touched on some words about the self-handicapping behavior. He specializes in that. He has a book called Tripping Over Your Own Feet. And in most cases, we trip over our feet. But we can get back up. Because you fall down doesn't mean that you stay down. It just means that you get up. And as I tell people, I would rather fail trying to do something than succeed in doing nothing. And any time that you try to do something, you may fail, but you be determined. And sometimes you make bad choices early in life that can impact you on your entire life if you don't come to the realization that you want to change. And you have an individual like Mr. Bryson to encourage you and help you to reach those dreams. I know, in my opinion, he's a very valuable person to our community as a whole, and he's a real blessing to Illinois Central College. And
mine too.
I certainly hope that from their board of directors to the president, that I'm very impressed with, realizes what a real asset that he is as an individual and what this course is. Because it's more than just ICC in the period of time that you're here.
That's right.
But in a sense, you are kind of setting some footprints for others to follow to impact your family. You may be the first in your family who's gone to college. You never know what nephews or nieces or kids that you have that will be motivated by you. So, you know, it has such a rippling impact and effect. Again, you meet when on ICC's campus, I'm assuming?
Yeah, we meet, the men's program meets Wednesdays, 12 to 1, and the ladies program meets Tuesdays, 12 to 1.
And these are just volunteer students at ICC that want to participate. Is that it? Okay.
Yeah, we're attempting to evolve into a program that will allow us to have, and unofficially doing it now, but allow individuals who participate in the program that they will evolve into my case management, and I will just track them and help them with their schedules and things from an official level. Right now, we still do that for many, but as we evolve into a program, we will be that will be part of the program requirements, so that we can have better tracking systems and follow our students through the case management approach.
And I noted when you introduced them, you referred to them as ambassadors. And that's an awesome responsibility, to be an ambassador. That means that you represent something, and you're there to connect with something. And as young black men, nationally and particularly here in Peoria, we need ambassadors. We need you to encourage your friends, your relatives, your enemies. Let people know that, hey, there's an alternative to what you're involved in, and there's a way. You know, give them hope. And as our president used to say, yes, we can. That's right. And the key is if they can see you do it, then they feel that they can do it. And so you never know who's watching or listening or what impact you have on others. So I'm glad that the three of you stopped by, and I'm glad that you introduced yourselves. And I'm certain that there are some people watching tonight who recognize the two of you, and I know they recognize Mr. Bryson because he's involved in a lot of community activities, and he's always putting on workshops for the African American male and trying to help and encourage them. Not that he's prejudiced toward women, but he knows that men in particular, it's time for us to stand up,
That's right.
be in charge, and be encouraged. And it's through efforts like his programs and through his personal love for people, in particular wanting to see his men grow and reach their full potential, that he's been involved. I know you're author of books, you conduct workshops, you're a counselor. Is there anything that any of the three of you might want to add? Agbara, anything else that you might want to say?
Yeah, I just want to add with these guys being ambassador. I mean, just like now, you know, there's not much of anything that I ask them to do that they won't extend themselves to make it happen. Mm-hmm. We've been involved with several. See, one of the things that we also do, are involved with community service projects and mentoring. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that that we've done is, and Josh or Carlos, you might just want to just talk about some of the things that we've done. But I just want to say with Josh, I've been able to see very, very special talents and skills that he possesses, and Carlos is a tremendous motivational, insightful, very, very articulate, thought-provoking speaker.
We need that.
Absolutely. There's two different stories, mm-hmm. but they merge as one. Mm-hmm. And they're each is able to identify with individuals who have mm-hmm. stories like theirs, but at mm-hmm. the same time who have different stories.
Right.
And I just want to say, both of these guys have very, very special talents and very, very special gifts that I truly appreciate. And to be an ambassador, one of the things that you have to possess is leadership characteristics and qualities, and a commitment and passion mm-hmm. for working with others. And both of these guys truly possess both.
I am really glad to hear that. Because I feel proud just seeing the two of you, but if the two of you represent a lot of other folks that you're in touch with and influencing, then again, that's part of the rippling effect. Josh, you want to share some of the things that you've done, or?
Me and some of the group Harvesting Dreams, we actually, I believe, I forget what month it was, but it wasn't too long ago. We volunteered. Did some volunteer work for the census to get people to go out there and fill out their papers and stuff. And what we did was we met down by the Harrison School. We got to ride a fire truck and just drive around down there and basically motivate people and tell them about what was going on and you know, turn in those sheets. So that was really fun, actually. You know, I had other plans that day, but once I knew about it, I was just like, no, you know, I'm a people person. I like to help people out. So there's a lot of that stuff in this program that we do. And like you said, the mentoring thing, I'm all about like trying to help others out that's younger than me. I work at Thomas Jefferson right now with the little kids. So that feels really good every day just to be like kind of like somewhat a role model and stuff like that. So this program is just like, it's a blessing. Really, it's a real blessing. It keeps kids out of trouble and makes them feel like they're doing something right, you know.
There you go. We need that type of encouragement. What about you, Carlos? You want to share any thoughts or things about yourself?
We have done so much. Wow, I just don't know where to start. I recall an engagement we done in Bloomington,
Okay.
or me and another ambassador by the name of Maury, Mr. Bryson allowed us to show him why we are leaders. And we basically spoke about the different things that we have done on school, the state trip, and the audience was just captivated, you know, by the ability that was in us, that we wouldn't have never had that opportunity if it wasn't for Mr. Bryson's, you know, belief and encouragement and pulling that out of us. We also spoke with the kids at Irving School. They came, you know, like Josh spoke of with the mentorship. You know, right now we're trying to expand this not to just ICC. You know, I've been trying to work with Brendan Caffey with the alternative school.
Okay.
You know, I really sense a need there.
Right,
You know, because there's so many in there that feel rejected, and I know that feeling. I've been there. You know, so it's just, this is bigger, you know, than just ICC. And I'm glad to be on board, you know, so.
And I just want to add is that these events, I think we had over 70 students, and this was through the School District 150, and they had a grant through the Kellogg Foundation, and that grant was targeted boys of color, and it was called Preparing Academic Success for Boys of Color. And Josh and Carlos, a number of the ambassadors, even on there wasn't no school. When the school was out, these guys came back and spoke to about 70 young, wild boys, all at one time. And they each told their story. They each told them what they would need to do to prepare themselves. They each told them, challenged them for some of their thoughts, and they had the ability to really capture the attention of these young boys. Matter of
and
fact,
they'll listen to you because they can identify with you.
Yes, and they were so captivating and impressive that we got all kind of raving reviews and things from the personnel. They couldn't believe they were making comments that they've never seen this many African American men for a positive cause, and able to reach young boys from where they were by sharing their experiences. So that was a highlight for us. So we're looking to expand Harvesting Dream chapters into grade schools, expand Harvesting Dream chapters into the high schools, establish with Harvesting Dream chapters at the Urban League and various other community-based organizations. But I mean, that can't be done without these guys' leadership and participation. We have all kind of speakers that come in. We have men who come from the community who volunteer their time and come and talk to us and help supervise and share their experiences. Mr. John Little and Big Walt come to mind. Just recently we had Sherry Cannon. She came in to do voter registration, and then last week we did I think it was up south side where Robin Berry came in, and we had some volunteers that came. It rained that day, but we had a number of volunteers who were interested in that project. So these guys, not only we're going to be we have a radio station. Mr. Roy Beckham, ICC's embarked upon a radio station.
Just interviewed him.
Yeah. And we're partnering with him to have a weekly radio station to help get that going about some of the things that we do. But I tell you, I can't say enough about these two young men. Well, I tell you, the world would be a different place if we had a few million more.